Good morning. I am so glad to be here today. I have some cute cards to show you. Oops, I forgot to turn my sound down. Oh, got it. Okay. Don't want an echo. I have some cute cards to show you, and I'm also going to give you a sneak peek at my Inspiration in the Mail Halloween Tricks and Treats, so that you can see the projects. This has been a very popular class. People love this class. They're signing up like crazy. I've got lots of people signed up. And if you like to make treats, this is perfect for you. And I'm going to be making a coordinating card. So don't miss this opportunity. There's a post at the top, and it's if you click on it, there's a link in there. You can click on it and you can get all the details on the class. So check it out and register today. You still have time. I'm also thinking of doing a Christmas card series, so I will be sharing that soon. So look for that one also. I hope you have your favorite beverage. I have mine. It's tea. I have hot tea. Hi, Barb. So I love my hot tea in the morning. That's the only time I have it, is first thing in the morning, and then I don't have anything any other time. I thought you would be packing up, Barb, to get out of there. Hi, Marie. So I'm excited to share my things. Oh, you're on the road. Wow, you did get out early then. I'm excited to share some things with you, and the cards today are so cute. Oh my gosh, so cute. But I love that Zany Zebra set anyway. It makes great kids cards, but I think you're going to see that the cards that I'm sharing today don't have to be for kids. They can be for anybody. Now, I'll put them in my bin for the kids and send them to the kids, but that's okay. You know, we all have grandkids and nieces and nephews that we could send cards to, and this is a cute set for it. So I'll be sharing that. I am busy bundling up my cards and taking pictures. I have some ladies who want to buy some of them, so I'll be working on that today. And I'm also going to be working on, oh, Montana. Where are you at in Montana, Marie? Working on my videos for next week, because I've got to get those up. So it'll be interesting to see what else is going on. Are you all ready for the holiday weekend? Please stay safe, keep your distance. I know it's so tempting, you want to get together, but the numbers are still going up because of the parties and things. So please be careful with that. If you're going to get together, 6 feet, you know, outside, fresh air, those kinds of things. So, all right, I'm going to get ready and turn this around. Oh, those are beautiful areas. I loved Montana when we used to go out there. It was just gorgeous. So, all right, let me turn this around and we'll get started. I got to put my tea down first. One more swallow. All right, and let me turn this around. We'll get started. And I'm going to share with you my first project as soon as I get set up here. I think I have it. Maybe a little bit more. I did a little bit more, but it didn't stay, so we'll leave it at that. All right, so there we have it. All right, so as I said, I am doing treat holders and matching coordinating cards. So, oh, let me turn my other light on. So there's the card, the first card, and the treat holder. And this one holds a Ghirardelli's chocolate. All right, so there's one idea. Here's the next card, and this little treat holder actually has, and this comes off, but it has 2 nuggets inside, and then I used some of that ribbon to tie it up. I used this one, and I made a doorknob hanger, and this one has 3 mini candy bars in it, the Snickers kind. And this all uses the same sweet. And then this one and this little box holds 2 fun size M&Ms. So that's what you'll get the directions for and videos for this month. So make sure you check it out. As I told you, I'm using the Zany Zebras, and I chose to use the Wild About You on it. But you could use the Happy Birthday or Kick Up Your Heels or even the others. You just have to change how you stamp it and punch it. All right, here's our first card. It's quick and easy. Oh, and I don't have my paper, so I'll tell you the sizes. This is 3 3/4 by 5. I will make sure when I post it, I put the sizes on there. I don't know what I was thinking. I totally forgot it. And I was ready early, and I kept thinking, there's something else I have to do. Well, that's what I had to do. I had to make my papers. All right, and I'm going to stamp this little guy towards the bottom. All right. Then I'm going to take my Wild About You, and I have a scrap paper over here on the side so I can make sure I'm stamping it straight up and down, and I'm just going to pull down some. I don't want it too high up. This one's a little higher than that one, so you can get an idea of what it would look like if you did a little higher. My card base is Magenta Madness, that pink color that's really, really bright that people are saying, it's so bright. Well, tone it down. Add some layers and you're fine with it. And I'm going to add this, wave it a little bit, make sure that pink is dry. And I'm going to add this. All right, come on. There it goes. I got to get the... It pulled off on me. I was doing real well with it. All right, there. All right, and here. And then I'm going to do this side. See, when it does that, that's when you mess up. So you got to be careful with that. All right, I've got it all ready. And I'm going to put this on like so. And I'm going to grab my rhinestones. And I'm going to add a large one. Oops, where'd it go? There it is. It fell off. Well, doggone it all, it doesn't want to stay on my pokey tool. I'm going to add one there. And I'm going to add a medium-sized one here. And I'm going to add a small one. Come on. Down here. A little trick for you. When you're adding your rhinestones, sprinkle them around to get the eye to follow it. So by sprinkling it this way, you get them to look at the sentiment and then come down and look at the image. So there's our clean and simple card. If you want to make it a clean and simple stepped up, here's what I did. So I started with, again, a piece of 3 3/4 by 5, and I pulled in my ribbon, and this is the Magenta Madness cotton ribbon, which is really, really soft, and I love using it. I'm still using contraband here. My tear and tape has shipped, so hopefully sometime next week. With the holiday, it might be towards the end of the week, I will get my tear and tape. And I'm just going to add, this is just sticky tape. Add this to the back. I'm going to take my ribbon and add it to the front of my card. And I always push down the one side and then I make it even and then hold it in place and push the other one down. I know a lot of people try and lay it down and get it to line up, but that doesn't always work. I find that works for me. So that's what I do. So if you're having trouble getting your ribbon straight, try that one and see if it works. All right, and I'm going to sandwich my ribbon between the tear and tape, and make sure you do that, because if not, your ribbon can pull off. So by sandwiching it between the two ribbons, or the two tapes, you stand a better chance of it. Oh, shoot. I don't know why it's doing that. There we go. You got to go up high enough. This goes on a 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4 Magenta Madness card. And I'm going to center it side to side and top to bottom, like so. And I'm going to wait to put my bow on. So then I took a piece that's 2 inches by 3 inches. And I'm going to stamp my, so I added a layer to step it up. All right. Let me put this down straight. And I'm going to stamp my little guy down at the bottom. Isn't he cute? I just love them. And I'm going to stamp my sentiment at the top. Got to make sure I have it right side up. There you go. There's that. Now I'm adding that to a piece of Magenta Madness that's 2 1/8 by 3 1/8. All right. Wave it a little bit to get that pink to dry. Just to make sure. Oh, didn't go back far enough. There we go. All right, this is going to go on here. I've got the, like so. Now this, I'm going to add dimensionals to. I'm going to add quite a few because I want to make sure that this stays stuck down. In this heat, you need to make sure you add extra adhesive so that it doesn't come off as it's sitting in a mailbox or at the post office, places like that. So let me cut some more dimensionals. And you don't have to cut these in half. I do. I have been doing it for years. I just like it because I can add a lot to my card base and only use half the amount. All right, I'm going to take my backs off. All right. I didn't pull my trash can over close either when I did this, so let me move it over some. All right. And I'm going to open my card up and I'm going to put this guy up here like so. So he's there. And this one's up a little higher than that one, but that's okay. Now I need my rhinestones. So I'm going to add one up here. And then I'll put a little one in the middle. this time to change it up, and then a medium-sized one. I love using my rhinestones and ribbon. They're two of my favorite things to use. Now I'm going to take my ribbon and I'm going to tie a bow. And then I'm going to add my bow with glue dots. And I want a small bow because I don't want too large of a bow to take away from the card. All right, so now I have my bow ready to go. And I'm gonna put a glue dot on one side of the knot and then another on the other side of the knot. That helps your knot stay tight because your pieces, your ends don't pull out. And there you go. There's a stepped up version of the card. All right. But how about stepping it up to a wow card? So let's make that one. All right. For that one, you're going to need a piece that's 3 3/4, I believe. Let me make sure. Yep, 3 3/4 by 5. I took a piece of the In Color DSP, and I used the polka dot one. You can use whichever one you want. And that one is 3 5/8 by 4 7/8. So it's 1/8 of an inch smaller. All right. I don't like it when it does that because that, there we go. That means that that tape, the sticky part is back further on the, whatever you call that, the roll. All right, so I've got that done. Then I'm going to take a card base that's 5.5 by 8.5, scored in a 4 1/4, and it's my Magenta Madness again. And this time I decided that, hi Carol. Oh, from Connecticut, good for you. I bet it's cool up there. If I put my ribbon on like this, it was lost. So I took a piece of Whisper White and I cut it at 3/4, isn't it? Yep, 3/4 by 4 by 3 3 3/4. Ugh, can't talk. So I'm going to attach my ribbon that way. So I'm going to get my ribbon scissors and cut my strip. And then I'm also using the sticky tape on my strip here, because if you don't, it will definitely come off just because you'll have a hard time. Oh, thanks, Carol. Sticking down before you get it down on your card. So use your sticky tape to stick it down. And again, I'm going to turn this over to the front. And I'm going to center it on that side and stick it down good. Then I'm going to move to this side, center it here, and stick it down. And then I'm going to go back with some more sticky tape on top to hold that in place. Okay. And then you want to make sure you take your backing off so that this, you have some extra, because it's going to be hard for this to stick down. There's not a whole lot of space to add more tape. So use this tape. So you're going to stick this down, and I stuck it close to the bottom, like so. All right, pushing it down real good. Now I'm going to add my panel I just made to my card base. All right. I don't know about you, but I love this pink color, but I love it in small amounts. It's very bright. It's almost like a neon pink. All right, so we've got our base made. Now it's time to put our card together. I took a piece of 2x3 Whisper White, and I used the Argyle embossing folder, and I embossed it. I'm going to add that to a piece of 2 1/8 by 3 1/8 piece of Magenta Madness. Now, this is embossed, and I have found that the best way to get an embossed panel to stick, if I can find my beginning, is to use your roll tape, Terran tape, whatever you have. I can't wait for my Terran tape to get here. And add some panels. When you emboss an image, you create mountains and valleys. Oh, I do too, Carol. It's so pretty. And I love the patterns on it. Sometimes there's usually one pattern I don't particularly care for, but not with this one. So when you emboss and have mountains and valleys, there's less surface area for your panel to stick to your card base or your other cardstock. So add that Terran tape because it's really, really sticky. And I'm going to put that down like so. Now, when I did this card the first time, I hadn't stuck it down, but I put it down there, and it was lost. It didn't see anything. So what I did was I took a piece of 2 1/4 by 3 1/4 piece of white, and I added this to that panel. And what that does is it gives you the white background. And it sticks to it better. And it really makes it pop then, like so. This I'm going to put on with dimensionals again. And again, I'm going to use a lot of them because I want to make sure when this goes through the mail that it stays stuck together in this heat. So many cards, the glue gives way. So you have to make sure you have plenty of adhesive on the back. Thanks, Barb. I thought it was so cute. I love these zebras. All right, so I've got my dimensionals on. And I'm going to take my backs off of those. Okay, this is going to be every once in a while I get a strip that just doesn't like to come off easy. And I don't know if it's operator error on my part or the way it's done. All right, I'm going to put this on, and I can put it up here, but then I have no room for my sentiment. So I'm going to move it down to right about there. And now I have a space to put my sentiment. But I wanted this a little different, so I took my little guy and I stamped him and I cut him out. And I'm going to add some dimensionals to the back of him so I can stick him down. And the tail, when you cut it out, is very, it's not stable. So what I did was I took some of the mini dimensionals and I cut one in half and I put that on his tail. So then that has some support, because this area right here, it's not sturdy and it'll come off, it'll break and tear real easy. And I'm gonna pull that off that way. And I'm going to take my other dimensionals off. This card is perfect for a little girl. Hi, Joyce. But if you did it in the blue, the magenta, not the blue, the Misty Moonlight, it could be for a boy. I keep forgetting to use boy colors because I do now have a grandson, but I keep forgetting. And I'm going to take some of my rhinestones and I'm going to sprinkle them on. Put one down here. And now for my sentiment, I took a piece of Whisper White, a strip, and it's a scrap, my sentiment, and I stamped it in Magenta Madness. Like so. And then I used, I used to do that too, Carol, but my nails are in such terrible shape from playing with paper so much that that's why I use the pokey tool. It saves my fingernails. All right, I'm going to use the classic label punch, and I'm going to punch this out. Now, if you look, this is longer than it needs to be. So what I do is I take one end, and I get it in there straight, and I keep it close to the tip. Then I take the other tip, and I slide it in between. There's a, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a spot where it punches. It's in between the top and the bottom where it punches. And I put that piece in there, and I push it down, and that cuts off the extra piece and gives me a smaller strip. So I'm going to add my dimensionals to the back. All right. So, yeah, I used to use my fingernails, but they were just, they're in such bad shape. So I had to find a way to save my fingernails, and this works for me. So, all right, I'm going to slide that over just a little bit. And there we go. There is our Stepped Up Wow card. Oh, thanks, Carol. You can do that with any punch. I do it all the time with my punches, even the shaped punches. I reinsert them and make them smaller and everything. So we went from a clean and simple to a stepped up wow. So this is a great card, like for kids or beginner stampers. And then once they get a little bit more comfortable, you can go to a little bit more stepped up version. Oh, thanks for the hearts. I love them. And then you can go all the way to a wow. So, what do you think? Could you see this in Misty Moonlight? I may have to do one to send to Jake. Of course, he's so little it doesn't matter right now, but his mom will love it. So, that's fine. She'll show it to him and talk to him about it and everything. And I started with Zoe when she was about that age also, and sent her cards, and she loved them. Of course, she'd rip open the envelope, and I did a lot of punch art back then because we didn't have cute stamps for kids. And oh, you're quite welcome. And she would just rip it apart, which is fine because she enjoyed it. I guess she figured when you rip open the envelope, you rip open the card. She kept looking for other stuff. I don't know. So, but I will be busy working on some of my Halloween treats and coordinating cards that didn't make the cut for my class. And I'll be making some treats to send to the kids. I won't mail them till Tuesday, and I'll send them priority because with this heat, the chocolate will melt. So, all right, let me get ready and turn you guys around. All right. So, Oh, I got to turn off my other light because of the glare. I'm going to get my water, or not my water, but my tea. So, excuse me. One style, 3 cards, or 1 card, 3 styles. And that's why I call it this way, because we take a clean and simple card, we step it up. I'm in Maryland, Carol. No, Maryland, what am I saying? I moved from Maryland. I'm in North Carolina now. I'm sorry. And I stepped it up, and then I stepped it up to a wow. And so that's the way I look at cards. If I find a card I like, I will save it. If it's the layout, I take the layout and I put it, I can either step it up or step it down. If you find a really elaborate card and you like it, just don't put as many layers on it or whatever they've added. So just do that. So there's lots of things you can do with your cards and get inspiration from many, many places. So actually, Carol, I'm in New Bern, North Carolina. We were on the news 2 years ago with Hurricane Florence. That's a couple of hours away from me. But if you saw the news, New Bern, for Hurricane Florence in New Bern, that's where I am. Now, I wasn't affected by, I had just gotten down here. It was in August, the end of August. And I had just gotten down here. I moved down like on the 26th. And a week later, I was heading back to Maryland to stay with Jess because we were evacuated. They thought this thing was going to be like a Category 3 when it hit land. Well, it ended up being a Category 1. And there were a number of people in my development who stayed. And they said they'll never stay again. It's rough. We're surrounded by pine trees. And pine trees have their root system is on the top of the ground, so they go over easily. I had not started building my house, so I was grateful for that because I thought, oh my Lord. But we had a lot of trees go through roofs in here and everything else. So, but downtown was hit really bad. It was underwater. But the way the town sits, I don't know how to explain it. We're here, and the town, it's like, here's us, here's the town. Well, the town is down here, and we're up on like a, for lack of a better term, a plateau, but it's not. But they're down, and the water is right there. And it flooded the downtown, and it tore up buildings, and it was a mess. Yeah, so was I. They had a lot of, I came back, let's see, I think we left on a Tuesday and I came back on a Saturday or a Sunday because I was in an apartment at the time and the apartment had electricity. So I came back. I knew I had electricity. I came back, but the development that I'm in right now, it didn't have electricity for days. My neighbor next door, Barb, they have a generator. They were fixing food and inviting people who had stayed over to take showers and to cool off and all because it was really hot. So it was an interesting time. We did have another hurricane earlier this year, but it was like, it ended up being a tropical storm. And the one hurricane that did hit land a couple of months ago, it went further west of us, so it didn't affect us. So we were sweating it, but we were ready to evacuate again if we had to. All right, ladies, I have a lot of cards to get packaged up so that I can let my ladies know they can come purchase them and get them out. Don't forget to check out my class, the Halloween class. It's Inspiration in the Mail. It's the top post. I pinned it at the top. And if you click on the link, it'll take you to all the details. And you can get the videos and the PDF for these cute Halloween treat holders and coordinating cards. You too, Carol. I will be back in the group on Monday at noon, and I found a really good technique to do. I've done it before, but I'm going to do this one with the sunflowers set. So be watching for that one, and I'll see you then. Remember, stay safe, keep your distance, wash your hands, wear your mask. See you on Monday. Bye.